Hi, on today's Everyday Makers, we're going to turn some round stock steel and some 2x4s into a rolling garage couch. Using just a spare seat that I had that I pulled out of an old van. Let's do this. Okay, we're going to start the project off with cutting a few parts. This is a very simple overall project. There's only 6 boards I got to cut, all of which are pretty simple. There's 2 longer boards, and those are kind of the main width of everything. That's actually the entire width of the seat that you're going to attach this to. So you want it absolutely side to side. You don't want it to be underhung at all, or it makes it a little uneven. Overhung's even better if you got some extra room. But you basically want the width of the seat you're using. So cut 2 of those. Then we'll move on here. We have 2 slightly longer boards, so they're going to go front to back. And these boards will go the front of the seat to the back of the tipped back headrest. So you don't want anything to possibly overhang on the seat, your frame, or it makes it once again kind of tippy. So one will be the entire depth of the seat, and then we're going to cut 2 more boards after that that'll be slightly shorter. They'll be just the depth of the frame, so actually just from the front of the frame to the back of the frame. You'll see in a bit how we put those together, but basically, like I said, you need one that's the entire depth and one that's just the depth of the frame. And you got 2 of those. So total, you got 6 boards. Very simple, quick and easy, 90-degree cuts, nothing special. And this whole thing was done with just 2 2x4s, and I even had a bunch left over, so it's a very cost-effective project to do. Working in a small garage, you always have to plan out which way everything's going to twist and turn so you don't smash into the walls or the ceiling. I have been known to do both. Okay, real simple project, not a lot to it. Just basically making a frame. These chunks are what the actual seat is going to sit on. This is 17 inches. All I need is center point to center point on my metal rods, which are these. All I need center point to center point is 14 3/8. So basically I just have to have something more than 14 3/8. Giving yourself a little bit extra isn't going to hurt. So, start out by drilling some holes. I'm using a 1/2-inch rod, so I have to actually get a 1/2-inch bit. Use a 1/2-inch spade bit, be perfect for it. So, I draw out my lines here. Try and go about 1/2 inch down. Actually, no, let's go 3/4 inch down. Using my speed square here, just to kind of find an easy line. This is definitely not furniture building, so it's not too bad, but straight lines definitely help. 3/4 of an inch, so that'll give me a good straight plane. Okay, now 14 3/8. Let's do some quick math here. 17 minus 14 3/8 would be 2 5/8. We're gonna get pretty darn close to that. 2 5/8. 1 1/4 would be pretty darn close. So it'd do 1 1/4 on one side and then a little bit more on the other. So I'll make a crosshatch here to give me a little plus to where to shoot my drill. So 1 1/4 there and 1 3/8 on the other side. And that gives me my position. We can make that match here. So we have a book match set. That's where to drill my holes. And these holes, I'm only going about halfway through. The reason for that, actually probably a little more than halfway through. The reason for that is I want these to also be a stop. I don't want the pole to slide all the way through. I'm going to slide in there and use it almost like an end cap. So it'll hold it in place for us. So we're going to drill almost all the way through, but not all the way through. Everything's cut and drilled. It's an easy one. So, clean out my workspace here real quick. Pressed air is my favorite thing ever. Okay, now we're going to actually do some assembly. For this, these are going to be our front and back rails. These are basically the depth of the very front of the seat all the way to where basically the headrests are when it's leaned back. So it's the main whole center of gravity plane to it. And these actually, I'm going to drill a couple holes where I need them, just to basically offer me a little more relief in the screw. Because basically I'm looking at drilling through 3.5 here. Even with a 4-inch screw, I'm barely touching it. And I don't want to go with like a 6-inch lag or something like that. So I'll drill a little bit into here, kind of make it a pocket hole kind of deal. Should make everything a lot smoother. So these will be going like this. So that's what I'm looking to drill through and looking to get set up here. So we will drill, let's arbitrarily say 2 inches from the end. Now, we need to go further up than that, so it'll go actually I'm going to change my whole plan on this. It's the joy of working on projects like this. Rather than going long ways, I'm going to turn the 2x4 on the side. For what it's doing, that'll be way better. Because all it's doing is supporting, and then I've got 2 long stretchers to go across. So that works way better. So I'm going to actually, once again, give a 1-inch relief to the front. And this is my top, so I want that to be on the bottom. Give right about 1 inch on the front here. And center it up. It's pretty darn dainty close. We're still going to go with 4-inch screws. If I can get my container screws open. 4-inch screws. Right in. 4-inch screws grab. They are great. Nice and solid. Square that up. Make Make sure I'm perfect all the way around here. About an inch. Just shy of an inch. This can move wherever we need to make our actual joints where everything needs, it just needs to be solid on here, solid and square. Solid as a rock. Shoot a few more, because this will have quite a bit of stress on it. That is going nowhere. I'll do the same thing with the other one. There's my top, so that goes to the bottom. Make sure these match. Perfect. And once again, get myself right about an inch. Pretty close to a line in the middle. And then even it up over here. And I'm just twisting this in place. Three-quarter and three-quarter straight. Okay. Went through a hard spot. Okay, now on to the next step. These are the cross legs. These are what's actually going to be the width of the seat. So what's going to happen, two of these, after I make some room, two of these are going to float like that across there. Just making a simple frame, pretty easy to do. We'll grab one measurement real quick. Okay, my inside corner over here needs to go 11.5 in because the seat is actually offset. So 11.5 in will give it a good solid lock into place. And remember, this is actually going to go that orientation. That'll give it the most overall strength. Nope, changed my mind once again. That'll give it a whole lot more overall strength, considering the actual span I'm doing isn't too bad. So 11.5 in. That will be, there's my line there. And then the other line, I've already got the measurement for how much I actually need, so that'll just kind of fall into place. And that's why you don't rest drill bits on the edge of your table. Okay, let me grab the other stretcher and match that mark. Okay, perfect. I'll extend both those just to make sure I can see them. And here's how this will line up. With my drilled holes facing towards the middle, which in this case will be this way. Set both these up. And And this will go right over the top of it. And that line that I drew will line up with the inside of that. So it'll be right on the inside. That's to give me the distance between the two. And I have a little bit of wiggle room, but I don't want it to be sloppy. Switch to 3-inch screws for this, since I'm now going 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches. So I got a total of 3 inches worth of wood to work with here. So perfect. Just barely got as far in there. Okay. Sanding diagonal over here. Okay, now we're going to set up the other side. We might come back and end up doing extra screws in there. We'll see how it all turns out. Like I said, that goes on the inside there. Up there, I'll mark it with my finger here, just on the bottom. Slide it forward. That's what I need there. Okay, for this one, at the moment, I'm leaving that one screw. That way I can rack it to where I need it to be to get everything square. Then once everything's square, then I can shoot more screws in. Okay, now our other measurement needs to be at least 18.5 wide. So I'm measuring from inside to inside, 18.5 wide. Once again, I'll even give it a little bit of wiggle room. Go 18 5/8. Out that 3-inch screw again. Double check, make sure nothing moved on me. I don't feel like it did. Works for me. Okay. And we'll go to the far side here and squirt that up. (18 5/8). That was almost on too. 18 5/8. That's 18 3/4. Need to go at 18 5/8. Okay, but before we get there, I need to cut these at about 19.5. Right now I've got 36. Since it wasn't 18, so I get 2 out of 1. 19.5 is where I need to be. Break out the trusty old Sharpie. Double check my measurements. Classic measure once, or measure twice, cut once. Let's go 19 3/4. I can always cut it down, but can't cut it up. 19 3/4. Either one and match it to it. 19 3/4. Should be identical. They're not the same distance. Interesting. Now that's 19 3/4. A couple more. Cutting wheel. I use these probably more than I should, but I love it. I have a metal chop saw and I just don't use it. Cut off piece. Perfect. Put it back in its home. There's my crossbars. So before I screw my last set of screws here, time to put the crossbars in. Need to open it up a little bit. It should slide right in. Perfect. And when I close this, they'll be trapped. It's my crossbars for the seat. So now do my spread of 18 and 5/8. Make sure that bar is not going to be loose. Good, it's not. And we'll shoot some screws. I moved it, so I got to double check. 18 5/8, okay. This ends my trusty box of 3-inch screws. Time to buy some more. In drilling diagonal screws will give you more grab side to side and front to back. If you drill them both on the same horizontal plane, they can bend that way. Whereas if you go diagonal, they generally don't bend. There's way more grip. And that's almost everything. Now comes the mildly fun part. We're putting casters on it. I absolutely hate the little barcodes they put on them, so those are coming off right now before I forget, and it's a big pain. Okay. Now this post, I chose the ones with a post rather than with the larger platform. Realistically, I was planning on putting it at the end of these, but I guess the larger platform, I really would have more room. So I might end up changing these out later. These are, I do believe, a 3/8 hole. Double check that just to make sure, but I do believe, yep, 3/8. So, we're just going to simply drill 4 3/8 holes. I'm trying it fairly far out, but still give it some grip. Probably go 1 inch or 2 in, 2 inches maybe. That's all there is to it. Really pretty rock star. It's an easy project. And these are just holding in here friction fit. The fact that it's going to be basically sitting on its bottom the entire time, all the weight is going to be like on the top. There really is no reason to attach these if I don't need to. They're not going anywhere. Gravity is your buddy. Much better. That's our cart for our new garage couch. Let me show you how it all fits. Okay, don't laugh at me because this sucker's heavy and I'm just one guy. Here's what we're gonna do. We pick this up. These front ones are open. The front clips, they're just C-shapes, fit right around that post. The back ones, you have to pull both releases at the same time, lock right in place. That's all there is to it. I now have a rolling garage couch. So thanks for joining me today on the Everyday Makers. Appreciate you watching. If you have a project like this, let me know. That'd be super cool to see more people's versions of it. This one just solved the problem for me and I'm happy with it. And it gives the kids some place to sit out when they're out here in the garage talking to me. So, if you got any cool ideas for projects like this, shoot us some pictures, let us know. Alright? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and reshare. Remember, reshares really help. If you're part of like a Ford Transit owners group, reshare this, it'd be great. Thanks everybody, I appreciate you watching. Have a good one.